done a lot of big things out there. What do you personally do in your world as far as goal setting and different things, to make sure that you're hitting that? Because one of the worst enemies to, or not one of the worst enemy to greatness is good. Mm-hmm. Right? Good enough. Oh, this is good enough. Let me get comfortable. Let me get complacent. What do you do to goal set? How often are you reviewing those to ensure that you're not getting complacent, you keep leveling up in life?
Well, I pick, and through coaching, I learned to pick like that big, hairy goal, right? And so what's that big, hairy goal look like? And then what are all the things that fall into it? And then just be so obsessive and committed to it. So for so long, it was 1,000 units. It was climbing Kilimanjaro. It was building a very good practice, building, a better relationship with my kids, whatever that is. So how do I account for that? I'm a list guy, right? So I don't use an electronic system. I use a 3-ring binder and 3-hole punch pieces of paper, and I have my daily, my weekly, my monthly, whatever it is. I just got done renovating a house. I did it personally, right? I didn't vend anything out. I pounded all the nails, built the fences, did the painting, ripped out the carpet, because I wanted to do it the way I wanted to do it. I could afford the time off, and I wanted it very specific because I know where my next 10 years are going to be. I'm fortunate to have the life that I have right now, but I don't know how accommodating it's going to be for anybody else entering my life. I have a room that's dedicated specifically for how my fitness stuff hangs, right? And it's exactly the way I want it. Yeah. And but that was important to me. It's important to me that my son sees that that's the way it can be, right? His room is a bomb, and it went off. I pick my battles, right? I got a 15-year-old son, and, what am I going to argue with? The stuff on the floor, or I'm going to argue with him about his grades? Right. Now he wants to box. I don't know where the boxing came from. I reminded him that he gets hit in boxing. He's okay with it, and I've watched him spar, and he's phenomenal. I'm shocked. And I'm proud. I'm very proud. Like, it was a sport that he had to have a sport this fall, and he had to start that sport in June. And he came. I was like, what's going to be? Swimming, cross country, yoga. What's it going to be? He's like, I want to do boxing. I'm like, okay. They hit you in boxing. He's like, I know. I'm like, okay. And my daughter's like, how long do you think that's going to last? I'm like, I think that's going to last till he gets hit. He comes home. Sometimes he's got blood on his shirt. I'm like, how'd it go? He's like, Coach wailed on me today. I'm like, how you feel? He's like, fantastic. Yeah. And I'm proud of him, right? I mean, how could you not be proud of that? Because that's a disciplined sport, and there's no joke on that, right? You're in the ring, you're timed, and either you're staying in the ring or you're walking out, right? Yeah. I mean, it's a small, sweaty little gym, and they don't suffer fools. And so, I feel that kind of example, or even my daughter at ASU, I feel that I've had a really good impact on the way that they live their life, and how they have their relationships with other people. And my daughter and her group of friends, she's the one that organizes, right? We're going to do this, and she has a list. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. She makes sure that when her and her friend were decorating the apartment, she literally created a document in Google Docs of listed all the things that they need, and then divided up who was buying what. And I don't think I've been prouder, right? Yeah. So, it's the simple things like that, but I know that that's a direct result of them watching me live the way that I preach and the way that I talk about it.
Leading by example.
Leading by example.
Yep.
So.